Hello everyone, welcome to Saptapadi Vivah presents Gupshup with you. I am Dr. Snehal Sukthankar. Addiction is a family disease. It destroys everything in its path. Ultimately, family members are the sufferers. On that ground, we have a very special guest today on our platform, Mr. Kiran Nippanikar. He is a certified brew master. Previously, he was working with Vodafone, Cafe Day, and later he started his own restaurant called La Camp. His life has taken huge twists and turns. After quitting alcohol and smoking miraculously, he has devoted most of his time for social activities, considering it as a bonus life. He is a counselor in Day Addiction Center and famously known as Tree Man and Lake Man of Belgavi. So let's meet today's special guest, Mr. Kiran Nippanikar.
Thank you, Dr. Snehal, for this warm welcome. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Snehal and her entire team and Saptapadi Vivah, because it's just not a matrimonial site and they are touching the key aspects of a marriage and the essence of it. I'm very grateful they've come up with it. Thank you so much.
Everyone has got some habit, or say addiction. So how do you draw a line or differentiate between them?
To be specific about habits and addiction, these are two different parts of it. Habit is something we cultivate like day to day, good habits, bad habits. To start off with the day with good habits, exercise and a daily routine, to have healthy breakfast. And simultaneously we have a bad habits also, other things. But these habits can be cultivated and deactivated within a period of 21 days psychologically, that's what they say. But addiction is something which is affects your decision making system.
Okay.
It's kind of, you must have seen the movie Aliens, there's a parasite on your head and it controls your entire activity.
Right.
So addiction is something like that. It affects directly your decision making system, and that's what something is very annoying about this part, you can say.
Right. It seems like addicted people are emotionally weak. So what is their mindset exactly?
See, when you say addicted person is emotionally weak, you have certified him as an emotional person.
Okay.
He's got a ground to drink. He's got a ground to smoke. There is nothing called as emotional or anything. It's just within a period of time you get into it and it goes more. You can say, suppose you are habitual to having a glass of milk or a glass of juice every day in the morning or throughout the day. So you'll have 1 or 2, 3 glasses. But alcohol addiction is something that you keep growing in it. There's no limit for it until it's very nearby to death, or you're touching the button as I did.
Right.
So emotions, yes, there are emotions, but I feel an alcoholic or an addicted person to a drug or something like that, if he would have been emotional, he would have thought about the entire family.
Okay.
And he wouldn't have been into it.
Point.
Yeah.
Right. Addiction is actually more dangerous for family members rather than addict themselves. So what is your perspective about it?
Exactly. It only affects the family and nobody else. If in my case, when I was an alcoholic, if it ever has affected anybody more is my family than anybody else. Your friends are there, your colleagues are there, everybody is there, but they are only hale and hearty during your drinking times or when you're enjoying with them. But the family is affected very badly, be it financially, be it emotionally, be it, you lose on very beautiful moments of the family. And luckily in my case, my entire family stood strong with me, apart from taking all the stigma around in the society. That I am such a person, but they still stood strong. And yes, it affects in a very bad way, I should say. It affects the entire family.
Right. So how it affects married life?
See, we have a system, and especially in our Indian culture, you can say I'll not talk about anybody else, I'll just talk about myself. When I used to drink around 3-4 pegs, and I was drinking every day. So my house people thought, चलो इसका शादी कर देंगे तो ये सुधर जाएगा. But वैसे हुआ नहीं. So what happened is, even after drinking, they got me married thinking that I'll quit. But there's nothing magical in it, say you get married and things will go off and all. unless and until you have a very compassionate partner, a partner who will work on you and say, yes, child, take up the challenge. And but marriage is not about that, right? That you put in somebody else's daughter in that person's hand, and you say, like, please work on it.
Right.
It's not a care. Okay, so I feel that is somewhere very wrong in our Indian system. See, what happens is your entire system of what we call as a marriage is affected. Now I get into a marriage, okay, and I am not able to cope up because of my habit, because of my addiction. So I keep getting into it. Little things which is not working between us, it keeps affecting. Not only that, be it once you get married, there's something called as, with your emotional love and with all the things around your family, it's a physical love also. So when a person is addicted, you think he's been able to fulfill everything, the entire need of a marriage system? No, he'll definitely not be into it.
Right.
So indirectly it will keep affecting the spouse so much that she'll go into mental depression, she'll go into trauma. These all things are happening with me because she's got married to an addict. So somewhere that line should be drawn. The system, the tradition should understand, yes, if he's an addict, something has to be worked on him first, him or her, and not keep stressing on him, because there are a lot of women also now drinking, girls also now drinking. So they have to work on these things before they put him to a nuptial thing, I feel.
Okay.
So because it's not a trial and error that you throw and see, it's a ball game.
Right.
Let's see how it works.
Right. So just now you mentioned about the horrifying effect of addiction on married life. So precaution is always better than cure. So while selecting life partner, when during matrimonial search, how one can rule out about the addiction? Like, what are the behavioral changes we should be aware of while selecting life partner?
Behavioral changes, first of all, girl can look into is if he's got some kind of tremors. Okay, his eyes, the way is he a very impatient person? Go out for a casual dinner. Look for, if he wants to drink along with you, or is he okay not drinking, especially at the dinner time. Then see if he's an habitual drinker, like every day wants to drink, definitely he'll not stay away from drinking. So that dinner at least he'll have. Okay, even if he's drinking, what is the moderate quantity that he's drinking? So these are all the things. And if he's into drugs, you'll come to know the way his eyes talk, or maybe how impatient he is. Is he lost somewhere, or is he not paying attention to you, or what it is? So these are all different kind of behaviors usually an alcoholic will show off.
Okay. So basically, eyes, tremors, impatience and aggression we have to look for.
Yes.
Okay, that was very important.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned earlier, like social stigma, like addiction is like a social stigma for family. It's like family members need to face. So how does it affect the mindset of spouse and kids if they have?
Suppose if I'm taking my spouse outside and I say, we're going out, and at that party I do a binge drinking and everybody is talking, look how Kiran is drinking, that naturally that's going to affect my wife very badly. So she'll refrain from coming out for parties. So it's a lot of things that start off, and now it goes off so badly that our entire society starts talking about it. So the society will not directly talk to the person who's addicted, because they know he's going to be aggressive after they speak. He's going to get angry. He's going to give back, and he'll not care for what it is. So the best part is talk to their family, talk to the spouse, and if children are out, kya tera baap aisa hai kya? So the kind of mental pressure they'll have, the kind of depression, they'll start avoiding the society. They'll not be going out. So it will be a kind of a stigma, as if they'll have to be confined in a room, and they'll not have the courage to go outside and speak out, or maybe go out for some functions or whatever it is, because continuously there'll be people talking about it.
Right.
That's how our society is, and it not only affects in that sense. There's a lot of financial burden also that will be coming. These are all the latest states. The financial state will come in. So the stigma grows on so badly that even if you need some help, people will hesitate to come there.
Right. Okay. If an addict willingly wants to come out of it, what are the ways for it?
See, an alcoholic will definitely need some help. Okay. I would suggest, there are a lot of alcohol anonymous groups that run. Plus, there are a lot of centers that help out people to come out. There are a lot of spiritual centers. I would definitely say, please look in for Alcoholic Anonymous and spiritual centers rather than going on for a medicative part. Because what will happen? Twice I was admitted in a rehab.
Okay.
So what drawback was there was, they were trying to put me out of one thing and put me in another thing as drugs, that is medicines in the form of seductives. So what happens is I get addicted to those things, and once if I'm not getting it, I fluctuate and I relapse to what I was earlier.
Okay.
So that is how I kept growing into drinking. But when I took the spiritual part, it entirely changed my life.
Okay.
So one should look in for a spiritual part or a Alcoholic Anonymous center, or come and speak up to people like me. We'll be always there to help, and definitely it's very easy to come out. Trust me.
Okay.
It's very easy to come out. It's only once we have to decide. Once is if you drink and next day you feel, यार कल पिया था, मेरे को उतना नहीं पीना था. और your घर वाले तेरे को बोल रहे हैं नहीं यार, you have had too much and you didn't know what you were doing. And the third part is you don't know what you're doing, you're blackout. So there is intervention needed. So these are all signs. You're forgetting things, you don't know what you're doing, and you're misbehaving. पता नहीं कहाँ जा रहे हो, late night तक you are somewhere else, next day morning you find yourself somewhere else. So these are all the things you should be looking into, yes, there's a stop that is needed.
Okay.
There's a stop that is needed, and people need to look out for all these things.
Okay.
And family plays a very important part. In my case, my family played a very important part, because what happened, the withdrawal symptoms are very high.
Okay.
In my course, the last day I had was 1/4 to 2 full bottles.
Okay.
And next day I stopped. And the thing is, gradually my appetite started increasing.
Okay.
So, and little bit of चिड़चिड़ापन रहता है.
Okay.
एकदम से छोड़ दिया. So little bit of is there. So that is where the family members play a very important role. They have to be patient. When a person is transforming, there is a lot of give and take.
Right.
So you have taken up so much of time in your life with that person who is addicted to so many things, and now he's trying to come out. It's the family's duty also to simultaneously put in efforts. So it's a both way effort, even he's putting, she's putting. And now it's not related to only men, it is about women also. Even we see a lot of girls smoking, drinking. We see a lot of pubs which are come up in the city.
Nowadays that has become fashion.
Yeah, it's a fashion. It's a fashion. It's a statement. If you're drinking, it's a statement.
Yeah.
And during our time, we were more influenced with the movies. I remember Ashiki 2 movie. I had actually not allowed to take a bottle and sit inside to drink, but I wanted to watch that movie drinking. So I told the manager, listen, I want to watch that movie and I want to drink. He was a friend of mine. He said, no, this is not allowed. And there'll be seats next to you who are sitting, they'll take objection. I said, I don't care. I said, give me 3 rows. I want to take all those 3 rows, sit and drink. So it is a lot of movies also that affect us. We start taking them as a role model.
Right.
So somewhere these things should stop now. We should move away, what our tradition was used to say and what we are putting our children into.
Right.
Smoking is a style statement. Drinking is a style statement. A glass in your hand makes you look like a man and things like that. Yeah. So I feel somewhere we need to restrict things, what we see, what we watch.
Right. We are moving towards wrong culture.
Yes.
Right.
Too much of westernization and too much of Bollywood, Hollywood also is not good. We are picking up the wrong heroes.
Right. It's my last question to you. From your own experience, what message you would like to give to our society and to addicts?
See, the best part of addiction is what I'll tell you. There's another good part of it. They get easily addicted. I get easily addicted. But when you change the way of things you want to get addicted, now I'm addicted to trees, I'm addicted to lake, I'm addicted to the environment, I'm addicted to social service. I've changed my way I get addicted to things too. I can't keep myself cursing for things that have happened, and I make it worse by taking it forward. ना कुछ हुआ है family में. There's no solution. I take up a glass and I start drinking and say, no, this is way we am going to deal with. It's not that. So somewhere we have to change it. My only message to the people watching here, I would tell them is, the life is very beautiful beyond that glass, beyond holding that glass. You know, when they say you get nasha, there are a lot of different nashas in life. You know, seeing a child grow is a nasha. Being with a wife, looking into a beautiful eyes is a nasha. Walking around with her, talking around with her is a nasha. And go spend your time with what are the social needs in the society is a nasha. So just don't look nasha into cigarette and daru, we can say. There's a lot of other things you can do in life. And life is much, much, much more beautiful. Trust me. I have been feeling it. I have been doing it. I never knew, like, without drinking I can enjoy a party, but now I enjoy the parties much more without drinking. I literally don't feel like going out for a late night party. I feel, I should spend my time somewhere else, having a sip of coffee and talking to good friends who are. I feel more comfortable now with people who don't drink.
Okay.
And we talk on things, on some other thing, interesting topics, and we get to know a lot of people. I always thought, दारू रहा तो ही लाइफ का मजा है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. बिना दारू की भी लाइफ बहुत अच्छा है.
बहुत अच्छा है, right? Very nice, Kiran. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing this valuable information that was most needed nowadays. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Snehal.